The film industry is famous unforgiving. For some actors, the constant pressure, intense scrutiny, and demanding pace eventually become too much to bear. Rather than continuing life in the spotlight, many chose to step away, embracing privacy or pursuing entirely new paths. This video explores the stories of famous actors who quietly left the stage and disappeared from public view. We will uncover the reasons behind their departure and take a closer look at the surprising and meaningful lives they have built since leaving Hollywood. Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis is widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of his generation, admired for his intense preparation and uncompromising commitment to method acting. Throughout a career defined by selectivity rather than quantity, Day-Lewis chose roles carefully, often disappearing for years between performances. Each return, however, reinforced his reputation as an actor of rare depth and discipline. One of the defining moments of his career came with his portrayal of President Abraham Lincoln in Steven Spielberg's Lincoln, 2012. The performance was met with universal acclaim and earned Day-Lewis a series of major awards, including the Golden Globe for Best Actor and the BAFTA Award for Best Actor. Most notably, at the 85th Academy Awards, he made history by becoming the first actor to win 3 Oscars for Best Actor, an achievement that placed him in a category entirely his own. Following this extraordinary success, Day-Lewis largely withdrew from public life, spending extended periods in rural Ireland. Known for immersing himself fully in both his work and his private life, he appeared content away from the demands of filmmaking. Many assumed his career had quietly concluded. Yet in 2017, Day-Lewis returned for what would become his final role in Paul Thomas Anderson's Phantom Thread. The film showcased his trademark precision and emotional restraint, serving as a fitting farewell. Before the film's release, his publicist announced that Day-Lewis had decided to retire from acting, offering no detailed explanation. True to form, Daniel Day-Lewis exited the profession not with spectacle but with dignity, leaving behind a legacy defined by excellence rather than excess. Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid was once regarded as one of Hollywood's most distinctive character actors, equally capable of broad comedy and serious dramatic work. Early in his career, he earned widespread critical acclaim for his powerful performance in The Last Detail, 1973, which brought him nominations for an Academy Award, a BAFTA Award, and a Golden Globe. This early success positioned Quaid as a rising talent with considerable depth beyond his unconventional screen presence. In 1978, he further demonstrated his dramatic range with a memorable supporting role in Midnight Express, portraying a fellow inmate whose fate underscored the film's harsh realism. Over the years, Quaid became especially well-known to mainstream audiences through comedies such as National Lampoon's Vacation and Independence Day, where his eccentric style left a lasting impression. In 2004, Quaid returned to the stage, appearing as Frank in Sam Shepard's The God of Hell, produced in association with the New School and the Actors Studio Drama School in New York. The performance reminded audiences and critics alike of his serious theatrical roots and acting versatility. However, Quaid's career took a troubling and highly publicized turn. Beginning in the late 2000s, he and his wife became entangled in a series of legal disputes involving fraud allegations and property-related offenses. Repeated failures to appear in court and attempts to flee legal proceedings severely damaged his professional reputation. After leaving the United States and seeking refuge in Canada, the situation grew increasingly chaotic. As a result, Randy Quaid gradually vanished from Hollywood projects. Today, his story is often cited as a cautionary tale, one of remarkable talent overshadowed by personal turmoil and legal controversy. Renee Zellweger. Renee Zellweger rose from relative obscurity to international stardom through a steady build of thoughtful performances rather than overnight fame. In the late 1990s, she began attracting attention with emotionally grounded roles, including her appearance opposite Meryl Streep in One True Thing 1998. Shortly afterward, she reached a wider audience, starring alongside Jim Carrey in Me, Myself, and Irene 2000, a box office success that also brought her intense media scrutiny due to their real-life relationship. Zellweger's career reached a new level with Bridget Jones's Diary, 2001, a role that earned her first Academy Award nomination and established her as a leading actress capable of combining vulnerability with sharp humor. This success was followed by a second nomination for her performance in the musical Chicago 2002, further cementing her status in Hollywood. In 2004, she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her powerful portrayal in Cold Mountain, marking the peak of her early career. Despite this remarkable success, Zellweger gradually stepped back from the spotlight in the early 2010s. She later explained that constant public attention had made it difficult to live a normal life or form genuine human connections. Seeking privacy and emotional balance, she chose to step away rather than be endlessly defined by her celebrity image. After several years of absence, Zellweger eventually returned to acting with renewed purpose, reminding audiences that stepping away is not always a retreat, but sometimes a necessary reset. Her journey reflects a rare willingness in Hollywood to prioritize personal well-being over constant visibility. Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron began his career in the entertainment industry as a child actor, appearing in various television shows and films before achieving household name status in the mid-1980s. He became especially well known for his role as Mike Seaver on the long-running sitcom Growing Pains, which aired for 7 successful seasons. The show made Cameron a teen idol of the era and placed him firmly at the center of family-oriented television. During this period, he also appeared in popular films such as Like Father, Like Son and Listen to Me, further expanding his visibility in Hollywood. As the years passed, Cameron's professional path began to shift. While he continued to act occasionally, his personal life and values increasingly took precedence over mainstream stardom. In 2022, he returned to the screen in Lifemark, a faith-based film produced by the Kendrick brothers. In the movie, Cameron portrayed Jimmy Colton, the adoptive father of a young man searching for his biological roots. The film resonated with its intended audience and earned over $5 million domestically, demonstrating that Cameron still retained a loyal following. Today, however, Kirk Cameron is more widely recognized for his outspoken Christian faith than for his acting resume. He frequently shares his religious beliefs and opinions on social issues through interviews, public appearances, and social media. These views, particularly on controversial topics, have created distance between Cameron and mainstream Hollywood. Unfazed by criticism or reduced opportunities, Cameron has remained steadfast, choosing conviction over career momentum. His story reflects a deliberate departure from traditional fame in favor of deeply held personal beliefs. Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis became a familiar and beloved face in American cinema during the late 1980s and early 1990s, a period when his gentle, intelligent style of comedy stood out in a landscape dominated by louder humor. After gaining attention in supporting roles, he quickly rose to leading man status, anchoring successful films such as Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Spaceballs, and Ghostbusters. His performances combined warmth, awkward charm, and sharp timing, making him especially appealing to family audiences. At the height of his popularity, Moranis made a decision that surprised Hollywood. Following the death of his wife from cancer, he chose to step away from acting to focus on raising his 2 young children as a single father. For Moranis, the long hours, travel, and unpredictability of film production conflicted with the stability his family needed. What began as a temporary break gradually became a long absence from live-action films. Rather than bitterness, Moranis expressed contentment with his choice, noting that he did not miss the constant pressures of the entertainment industry. Over the years, he occasionally returned for voice acting commercials and selective projects, maintaining a quiet connection to his craft. When he declined participation in the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot, he emphasized that he was not retired, only selective. Today, Rick Moranis is remembered not only for his memorable roles, but also for prioritizing family over fame. For many fans, his legacy represents a rare example of success, balanced with deeply held personal values, and his possible return remains a welcome hope rather than an expectation. Jack Gleason. Jack Gleason is best remembered for portraying one of modern television's most despised characters, King Joffrey Baratheon, in Game of Thrones. Born in Ireland, Gleason began acting at the remarkably young age of 8, studying with the Independent Theatre Workshop in Dublin. Even as a child, he showed a natural ease on screen, appearing in films such as Reign of Fire 2002 and later in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins 2005. As he grew older, Gleason continued to balance screen work with serious theatrical training. One of his most notable pre-Game of Thrones performances came in the Irish film All Good Children 2010, where his subtle and emotionally grounded acting hinted at significant promise. Beyond film and television, Gleason was deeply involved in Dublin's theatre scene. He co-founded and actively managed the Collapsing Horse Theatre Company, an experimental troupe that reflected his interest in storytelling beyond commercial entertainment. Despite achieving global fame through Game of Thrones, Gleason made a decision that surprised many fans. In 2012, while the series was still at the height of its popularity, he announced that he intended to step away from acting after his character's arc concluded. Rather than chasing further fame, Gleason chose to return to academic life in Ireland, focusing on the study of philosophy. His decision was not driven by controversy or burnout, but by a clear sense of personal direction. While audiences continue to miss his presence on screen, Jack Gleason's choice stands as a thoughtful reminder that success does not always mean staying in the spotlight. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes rose to prominence at a remarkably young age, becoming a familiar and cheerful presence on Nickelodeon during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Her sharp comedic timing and natural charisma quickly set her apart, allowing her to transition smoothly from children's television into leading roles in teen-oriented films such as What a Girl Wants and She's the Man. At a time when youth comedies dominated the box office, Bynes appeared poised for a long and successful career. In 2007, she reached a major milestone with her role as Penny Pingleton in the musical comedy Hairspray. The film was both a critical and commercial success, opening in thousands of theaters nationwide and appealing to audiences across generations. As part of its celebrated ensemble cast, Bynes received widespread praise, and in 2008, the cast earned the Critics' Choice Award for Best Acting Ensemble, along with a nomination from the Screen Actors Guild. Despite this success, Bynes made a surprising announcement in 2010, publicly stating that she was retiring from acting. At just 24 years old, she explained that she no longer enjoyed performing and chose to step away rather than continue out of obligation. The decision puzzled many fans but reflected a rare honesty about personal fulfillment. In later years, Bynes largely remained out of the public eye. In a 2018 interview, she spoke cautiously about the possibility of returning to acting someday, though no formal comeback has yet taken shape. Today, her career is often remembered as a bright but brief chapter, one marked by talent, early success, and an unexpected departure from the spotlight. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.